Today is Wednesday, November 29th, 2017. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is our recap of Survivor Season 35, Week 10.
Yeah, we'll say Week 10. I think it's technically episodes 10 and 11.
But
we're going to call it Week 10 to keep it simple.
And next week will be Week 11.
Yes. And I've been labeling all the episodes that we published by week.
Week 10 or Episode 10.
Because this always trips us up.
It's just a double.
Yes. Yeah. This episode was titled Buy One, Get One Free, and that was spoken by, in
Joe.
the first episode, Ryan, and in the second episode, Joe. Ah, you thought
I
you had it.
didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I just heard Joe say it.
Nope, Ryan said it too.
Previously on.
After the merge, the majority alliance is running the game, but cracks are forming. Mike caused chaos at Tribal, Probst tells us, although, once again, we did not get to really see that. But Cole gave us some more insight in his interview. And then the majority sent Cole to the jury. There are 9 left. Okay, so nothing too new or fancy there. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts.
Yep, and they come back, start the next this episode with night 34 after Tribal
Night
Council.
24.
What did I say?
34, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
You were just talking about how we're in the 30s now. I think that's why that was on your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chrissy really's trying her best to get some answers.
Before that, though, Joe thanked Mike, but then told him that was stupid.
That was really stupid. And thank you for not telling me beforehand. And that was really stupid.
Yep. Sorry, now what were you saying about Chrissy?
Just that she kept trying to get information out of somebody, and she seemed to be equally frustrated and upset because they weren't telling her what was going on.
I think you're confusing the second episode with the first. Check your notes real quick.
Never mind.
Jumping way ahead.
Yeah.
Joanne just advanced the timeline by over an hour.
I should read my notes.
Yeah, let's look at those notes because you took a lot of them.
Because I just kind of went right where I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
Yep, see cow, say cow.
So Mike tells us he was not going home with an idol.
Yep.
In his pocket. He's not going to be that person. And he wanted Cole to stay. That was the whole thing. I mean, wanted Joe to stay, not Cole, because Cole would not have voted with Mike. He wanted a 2-person voting block.
Yeah, so his delivery was fumbled a little bit, but his 2 reasons, okay, they made sense and they're what we thought. It's just, and they're just really giving him a hard time about it. You can hear Ben from the other side of the camp say, "Nice try, Lady Liberty." Mike standing on the outside of the shelter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
even Joe continues to rag on him.
It's a missed opportunity.
Joe was so stupid and he was yelling at everybody. And, he's like, okay, I can see what you were doing, but you did it really poorly.
Yeah, Mike says, well, there was a target on my back either way. And Lauren jumps. She gets in on the fun, too. She turns to Joe and sympathizes. She says, I feel bad for you, Joe. You're stuck, essentially saying you're stuck with Mike, and he just fumbled that so horribly.
And Mike tells us this is the time to act. He's here to win.
He's got a confessional. Yep. He's got a plan to break the 7, he assures us. And we're so willing to believe you, Mike, after that stellar performance you just delivered on night 24.
Well, he's not settling for 7th, 8th, or 9th.
Mm-hmm.
He's here to win, and he still believes he can do it, and maybe he can.
Good on you, Mike. Good on you.
All right. Right into the reward challenge.
Day 25. Got to use your feet to stack some blocks.
I really hate this challenge.
Yeah, we've seen this one before, huh?
I mean, I don't hate to watch it necessarily. It's just I thought, that just, using all
you
those
look at it,
abdominal muscles
you look at
in
it
their
and
legs.
You see, cramp. I'm going to cramp.
No, I see pain, just flat out pain.
Yeah.
There's no way I could do that.
Yep, so you got 3 different blocks, 3 different levels you have to stack them in, and then in the middle of that circle of blocks, you have to place a flag at the end.
After all that and having your legs up all that time, and your muscles are shaking and everything hurts, and then you got to lift it way up and get the flag over. And
The stakes are high, though. There's a seaplane tour of the Sacred Islands, cheeseburger, fries, no Coke, cold beer.
Even the trip in the seaplane over all the beauty. That's awesome.
Yep. So you got the smaller blocks that you start with on the bottom, and then they get progressively taller as you stack them up into the 3 levels.
And Jeff tells us it's just like Survivor in that you've got to build foundations every day.
Okay, yeah.
I guess he had to have something.
I was surprised to see Mike in the lead. He looked like he had it.
I know. I thought he was, for sure.
And then he knocked that piece over when he was trying to plant the flag, and it gave Lauren her opportunity to swoop in there.
Lauren, it really is adding to her resume.
She's still here. That's huge. She gets points for being here.
We both had her
on day
not
25.
making the merge.
Yes, and most likely first to go in her tribe.
Yep. So kudos to you, Lauren.
And here she is
playing impressively.
Here she is hovering over, and she plants the flag.
Yep.
So she ends up winning reward. And it's great because there's a pecking order, so she's got to choose. She gets to choose someone to come with her.
She had to have already thought this through and was ready for.
They don't talk about
move.
tree mail anymore, but I got to believe they still get it. And it's, giving them hints, insights always about what's coming, sometimes vague in their rhymes, but other
So
times
they
they're
can
pretty clear.
Be ready and kind of strategize.
Yeah, and when you got super
happening.
fans like Chrissy and Ryan and Ben that remember the challenges, then people are going to be talking and guessing what's coming, that kind of thing, as well as what just normally happens at this point in the game.
I like that Ryan says the correct things or proper things when he's asked questions, and I totally understand and support Lauren's
choices.
Her decision.
She brought Devon because he's big and he needs food. And Ben and Ashley, well, they haven't been on a reward. Lauren tells us, it was totally strategic.
Yeah, Ryan was wrong. I chose these people.
Not looking for the strong 7.
Reasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's getting ready to blow up the 7, so she wants this opportunity to chat and plan.
That, too, was impressive on her part. And even the way she presented it, I thought she did a pretty good job of that.
All right, seaplane tour. You know what wasn't impressive?
What?
Joe's moon. Joe mooned them when they flew by the camp. Didn't get the big salute they got last time, just Joe this time.
I don't know if they even saw it from there.
I think they were reacting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All righty, let's go with that then.
Yeah.
And Mike tells us that he thought that game was his to win.
Yep. He's mad that he lost that reward for sure.
And I'm stuck here with Chrissy, Ryan, and JP.
So what do? Do they plan to look for cracks and be suave? No. No, they launched their Cocoa Nuts plan.
Let's shake them up.
Cocoa Joe and Nuts Mike.
Aggravate them.
Yeah, aggravate them with their coconuts routine.
And Ryan tells us he's really starving and he really wanted it.
Yeah,
he looks like he's starving. I mean, for real.
Ryan looks like he's been held prisoner somewhere. That's what Ryan looks like at this point. And it's just getting worse. Even at this point, it's bad, but it's worse by the time we're into the next episode, it seems like. So Chrissy and Ryan are strategizing, and they're telling us that Ben's got to be out at 7. And intuition tells Chrissy that they're going to make it to 7.
Okay.
Lauren tells us we're going to eat first and then get down to some business. And then they eat, and she gets down to business. She says Chrissy, Ryan, and JP are fooling themselves if they think this 7's going to hold and they're going to make it.
We have to break up the numbers before Joe and Mike go. Truthfully, they didn't. They would have still had the numbers. They could have voted off Mike and then Joe, or vice versa.
Yeah,
still had the numbers to take out the other 3.
They would have had 4 to 3, right? Yeah.
So I didn't agree with that.
Right.
As long as they were solid. But I think basically what she was saying or meaning in her own mind is, I need to see who's really going to, commit and stay with me.
Need to make
so
my
let's do it
moves.
now in case I need to use one of those
Right.
guys
Yep.
to do it later. So
And she
because
tells
they
us-
would have had the numbers.
Tells us this is the perfect time to dump all the information out on the table. So Ben and Devon tell that Ryan has an idol, and Lauren says, I have a secret advantage, and Ashley says, well, she didn't say anything because she didn't have anything to offer.
That nobody told me anything.
In her confessional, she said, I just realized how far behind the 8 ball I was on this. I got nothing. I haven't even been playing, she realized. So these 4 pledged to be Final Four. What did you think about that at this point?
I felt
Conflicted.
conflicted.
You know why we were conflicted?
It wasn't going with our
JSFL
picks.
picks. That's why it was. This was exciting. This was impressive to see this change. And, of course, a lot of risks involved here. But, wow, what a double banger of an episode.
Well, and had we not chosen Joe and Mike to go home, we might have been more excited. About,
yes, even more if we'd
yeah.
made different choices. I'm sure we would have.
So
we
yeah,
were-
that probably does color things
Yeah, it
a
did.
little more.
But we were striking a balance. We're like, well, this isn't going the way we want, but wow, this is interesting to see. Did not see it coming.
Well, it was really awesome that they got their letters, and to see how emotional all 4 of them were.
Yeah,
To get
definitely.
those.
Yep.
And-
Waterworks.
We didn't see anybody react. I'm sure they did when they found out they got letters too. Surely they told them.
Yeah.
Though
We didn't really get any more on that. I mean, we see Ben in a little bit with his because of what happens associated with that, but we didn't see any other mention of
do
it.
you think that they did really bond more because of that? The emotion that was
Absolutely.
going on, that
yeah,
experience?
Yeah. Because when you
thought so,
share that,
too.
yeah,
Your
it's
deep emotions. So.
right. And it's not traumatic, but it's certainly in that range of feelings. It's an extreme response and feeling under extreme conditions, and yeah, that absolutely bonds people.
Well, and you react whether you wanted to or not.
Not that those bonds can't be broken. I'm not saying they're unbreakable bonds.
No.
But yeah.
Well, we've already seen that.
Ben tells us this is where we flip the game. And then they go to commercial, except it's Jeff Probst. And he's saying, hey, go apply to be on Survivor so I could snuff your torch.
Well, what I was sitting there thinking at that point was, what happened at day 26?
Yeah, definitely.
They were in day 25, and all of a sudden
we come back from commercial.
Day 27.
Yep, they skip 26.
It's like,
And we see Ben's reading his letter from home, but it's back at camp. So it's like on that hike that he and Devon took. He must like hiking up there
I guess.
for that view.
I think he just wanted to be alone with his letter.
For sure, but that was like one of his favorite spots that he had shared with Devon.
But would he have found the clue had he not gone up there to read his letter? I mean, when would he have gone back? Or how many times have they gone and not seen it?
Yeah, you're asking questions we don't know the answer to, but,
know, but
since
what
we've
went
seen
through
him
my
go
head.
multiple times, there's reason to believe or expect that he would have gone again. So maybe not, but I liked how that all came together and how he credited his wife for the
There
whole thing.
you go.
That was really cool. So he gets a clue that's painted on a rock that he walks by, and it's telling him where the actual hidden immunity idol is, a clay pot hidden in a fork? Hidden in a... Anyway, I forget exactly the wording of the clue, but but he goes in search of it. He tells us he's got a mission.
I thought he was going to miss it when he walked right by it.
Yeah, when they show it to us, obviously, because we get to be a little
He hadn't
omniscient
seen
thanks
it.
to the camera person. Yep.
But that was fun. I did like to see him find
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I enjoyed that too. I like he threw his hat up at it.
And
I thought, yeah, but what if you get your hat stuck? How are you going to explain that one? Yeah.
So what if I was thinking, oh no, are you going to tell anybody? And I was so happy to hear him say, I'm not telling anyone.
Yeah, and this one looked different from the others. It was a necklace of shells.
Yeah.
Yep. So he thanks his wife, and after he tries it on, he tucks it away in his boot there, I think.
Oh, I thought that was the clue he stuck in there. You couldn't stick those shell necklace in there, could you? Or did he?
I thought he did.
Oh, well, that wouldn't be very comfortable.
What's just riding on your next to your leg there?
No, I'll have to go back and
keep
check
stuff
that.
in their boots. Okay, you go back and check that.
Well,
and make
then
sure it's
would
right.
nothing work in my
And people
shoes.
carry knives in their boots. Come on.
Not
and,
me.
And guns around their ankles. So
Okay, yeah, now you're getting way off track. Okay, so immunity challenge.
Community challenge.
They balance on the triangular floating.
Yes, but don't jump over the important part.
Which is?
That you have a choice. It's a temptation challenge.
Yeah.
We're a little overdue for that.
Yeah.
To see where people are comfortable.
Were you disappointed in them?
Yes.
I was too.
Yep. If you feel secure, you can indulge in peanut butter and chocolate.
Why would you?
Lots of
why
candy.
would they advertise that so much?
What do you mean?
And especially that they were felt that
advertised
confident.
by doing that.
And and especially because
And who's the they?
Lauren, Devon, and Ben.
Yep.
I was proud
They
of
sit out for
Ashley
sweets.
that she didn't do it.
Right.
And they just went on the most recent reward.
Yep.
So they ate.
A couple days ago. Yeah.
So I thought, I don't know. I think that's kind of broadcasting. I would
It
have
always sends the
expected-
wrong message. Plus,
I
why
thought
wouldn't you
so.
try a challenge? You're on Survivor. You love Survivor.
Because they were hungry, and especially, well, chocolate and peanut butter's probably a big pull, but
Yeah.
still.
From way back.
Yeah.
Since it was made famous in season, 6, Amazon.
Well, I think it just screamed that, hey, we feel confident. You better look at us.
Yeah.
I think it drew too much attention to them, but nobody seemed to react that much, but okay.
Mike tells us that he's out there to convince his kids that he's not crazy.
And then they talk about
Joe is Coco and I'm nuts.
and I'm nuts.
Okay.
I think they should have said Joe is cuckoo and I'm nuts.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Well, it didn't work with their joke. Coconuts.
I know.
Ben offers Jeff some chocolate. I don't think we have seen that before.
No.
It might be a first.
Nope.
Okay. JP falls.
First.
Yep.
There he goes. Bye-bye.
When we saw the challenge video, the behind-the-scenes challenge video, I thought, oh, Devon's got this in the bag. He's a surfer. And then Dum Devon, sits out
Yeah,
for
well,
chocolate and peanut butter.
He didn't want to ruin his feet on those things. But
No, but what you do is when Ashley is the other person in your core alliance, and then you got the other people in your that think they're in your alliance, but Ashley's part of this core 4 that just bonded 2 days ago.
I can't help but
You
wonder
get a little miffed.
if JP thought he was really in danger, if he would have fought harder to.
Oh, I'm sure he
You know?
would have, yeah.
But I don't think
And
he really
we've
thought
seen this
he was in
challenge
danger.
multiple times where they've got the Kierhofer called it the doghouse, that triangular wooden shape, and then there's slats nailed into the side, so you don't have enough room for your whole foot on it.
No, your
Yeah.
toes get it.
And they started pretty high. They started the way they did it. They didn't progress up through the different levels, even though there were multiple slats there. It was just 2 options. 20 minutes on one, and then you have to go to the top and balance on the very top. So JP went out before they got there, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, they have to go to the top, and Chrissy's out.
Yep. Then
Mike and Joe made some impressive saves, and then Joe went out.
Yep. Then Ryan. Then Mike. Ashley wins immunity.
Yeah, Mike opted for a sideways stance, so he just turned away, had his feet perpendicular to the top. Ashley had it, she was doing it surfing style, and Ryan was kneeling.
I don't know if that was a good choice or not to be sideways, not facing them, because you can't see if they're bluffing or if they look like they're struggling. Sometimes, I think
It might give you the boost you needed instead of leaving you with the
she's
unknown.
struggling. I can last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
She's
That's a
struggling.
good point. I
But if
like
you
that.
have your back to them, it's like, you don't know.
Yeah, you're dealing with xenophobia, the fear of the unknown the whole time, in addition to trying to maintain your
On
balance.
the other hand, if you have trouble looking at something that's moving and not move, then that would be a better choice.
Yeah, except he was facing where they were looking at him, so
Yeah.
he basically had a view of the peanut gallery.
Or maybe he didn't have a choice. That's just what happened.
Yeah,
And he
That's
couldn't
just
alter it
how
at
he
that
was
point.
how he was able to stand up there, huh?
And Ashley is giddy as a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells us Chrissy, Ryan, and JP are not safe. And now they just have to pull the trigger on them.
Make it happen. I noticed Devin's fingers are still covered in chocolate and peanut butter.
Oh.
Thankfully, he didn't offer it to anyone, and we weren't subjected to that spectacle again.
So Ashley calls Mike out when they get back to camp and says, you have more skills than you let on.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are all surprised that he lasted that long.
Yeah, I think we were too, huh? Just before
he kept
that,
saying he couldn't balance.
just before they got back to camp, they were showing the shark cruising the reef there, and big schools of fish going by. So they're like there's a shark in the water again. Yep, Dr. Mike, he surprised them for sure.
And Chrissy tells us that she is completely comfortable with her alliance of 7.
Yep, Ryan, he said he was very surprised that Ben and Dev and Ashley sat out.
Yeah, I think he's probably surprised and a little disappointed, too.
And the 7's cover story is going to be the boys will vote for Mike and the girls will vote for Joe. So that's what they tell Mike and Joe. Devon tells us that Chrissy and Ryan are gloating with power.
That's not what they tell Mike and Joe, honey. That's what the 7 agreed to.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, the 7.
I was like, what is he saying? What did I miss?
Got ahead, didn't I? Yep.
I guess so. Okay.
Yep, they got to have a good story for Chrissy, Ryan, and JP.
Then Devon comes up with the idea for Ben to vote with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that they don't know Ben's with them. I think that was brilliant.
Yeah. This is where they upped their game another level. It's like they got it in gear, and then they moved to the next gear.
Yeah.
But that means they're going to need Mike and Joe.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I really would have trusted that, but I guess they didn't have anywhere to go. But because they were
you got two
just
guys that are
doing
drowning.
off-the-wall things,
Right.
I wouldn't have trusted them not to do something just to create a problem or something. I don't know. I'm not sure I could have trusted that.
Turn a crease into a crack. Yeah, you're always taking a risk where Mike and Joe could have turned around and made some other deal.
Mm-hmm. But Lauren and Ashley spoke with them and made a deal. And
it wasn't a red herring. It was real.
And then Mike act like it was all his idea to start with, knew it was going to happen, and he was in control again.
The 7 have split. The court gesture, me, Dr. Mike, has become Merlin in King Arthur's court. I have the power.
Yeah, hello. You're on the bottom now of only a 5 alliance instead of 7.
Yep.
How does that make you on the top? I don't. Okay. But he went there.
Yeah,
so.
you're going to spin it in the most positive light for you, I suppose,
okay.
right?
And Lauren tells us that they're not going to have a clue.
Yeah, she's ahead of Chrissy, JP, and Ryan, and she likes that. Expect some fireworks afterwards when they get back to camp, too, because they know it's going to go sideways on them. Off to Tribal Council.
All right.
Yep, Desi, Cole, and Cole come in. She's dressed much more conservatively this time.
Yeah.
Looked like she was actually there for Survivor Jury instead of an episode of The Bachelor, like Jody said in a listener feedback show last week.
And Mike explains the goal, what he was after, to keep Joe and have a voting
Basically,
block.
I'm going to copy Joe's strategy for how to do this, but people will believe me because I'm a doctor. At which point Probst laughed in his face and effectively made fun of him by asking Chrissy to laugh at him too.
It's like, okay. People will trust you because you're a doctor.
Chrissy went with, well, from what we got to see, right? She handled it pretty delicately. She said, those two are a comedy act.
Well, and I think they should have been getting a little bit nervous about Joe talking about, well, maybe we're trying to line up with somebody else's vision. When
we got the actual title of the episode right in there, and that's where you missed it, where Ryan said it too, because Mike was talking about how they were 2 votes, and then Ryan said, buy one, get one free.
Yep.
And then that's when Joe was talking about how it may line up with someone, maybe not you.
Yep. And Ryan tells Probst that, that kind of stuff's happening when you don't know it's happening. That was like,
that was beautiful. Way to go, Ryan. It's not the most beautiful one that happens in the double episode. That comes later. But yeah, that was a good one. Lauren tells us it's a perfect storm. Perfect storm is on the way, and they're not 7 seats, though. I
was afraid Lauren might blow it, by saying too much.
She might get a little full of herself and let something slip.
Well, just she said too much before, I thought, and could give things away.
Yeah, she seemed really to be... For what we got, she seemed to be managing it okay. But I had that same...
this time,
it made me anxious every time she spoke up, too. When she said the 7, we're not saying which of the 7 are going to go first. I thought, are you saying that you're talking about the 7 going first? And what she meant was, no, we're not sitting around talking about that yet. Now's not the time. And then JP gives us the editors, they just look for this stuff, right? So he goes, JP says, well, you can't put plan B before plan A. You got to execute plan A so the 7 stick together, right? And, of course, that's going to circle back to bite him in the butt.
Well, and Ashley says that Joe underestimates us. We're not all thinking this is a magical 7.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought she threw that off.
Yep. Devon tells us you got to find the trust. And
then Ben tells us trust will get you to the end.
Mm-hmm. You got like, 2 or 3, but Ben, it's hard to find it.
You are really playing this.
The coup de grace, though, Chrissy tells us that she fully trusts her closest allies based on the past experience she's had with them. You know, Ben's in that list.
They've proven themselves to her in the past. She completely trusts them.
Yep.
I thought, oh, no, as soon as somebody says that in Survivor, you're doomed.
Or I'm not worried. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a handful of Survivor cardinal sins that you don't want to commit.
So Probst shows the 3 votes for Mike and 1 vote for Joe first.
Mm-hmm.
And then, bam, 5 votes for JP. You knew on the 3rd one. I'm sure he wasn't surprised to see 2, because they probably figured, oh, okay, Mike and Joe decided to target me.
Sure.
No big deal. Then the 3rd vote comes.
Yeah.
Then the 4th.
Then the shock settled in. Ryan and Chrissy didn't know what to think.
Oh, yeah, they really, really.
And who else looked shocked?
Ben.
Ben looked shocked, too.
What is happening?
Yeah, he's definitely got the act down good.
Yeah, too much. I don't blame him for being a little nervous about that.
JP seemed to take it well. He said, they really got me good on his way out.
Yep.
And then that's when Probst circled back to Ryan's statement. Yeah, when you don't know what's happening, that's when it's happening.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for that.
Just want to rub your nose in it a little there, Ryan. Okay, now this is where you started, night 27.
This is where I started, yeah.
Chrissy gets back to camp, and she wants to know what happened. What happened? Answer some questions for me. Joe tells her, we may be coconuts, but we're not crazy. We're not telling you anything.
And,
Chrissy was just asking to be abused here. Am I allowed to ask?
Yeah, that was a bit over the top.
She tells us in her confessional, clearly, they're not friends anymore. She did not like how they treated her.
Yeah. Well, and that it's one thing, blindside's part of the game, but the snarkiness is uncalled for. I thought, yeah. Yep. Well, we all know it doesn't feel good when you're on the receiving end.
Yep, definitely not. Yeah. Ryan tells us he's infuriated, but he makes nice with Lauren and Ashley and goes over and tells them that he's happy to be there. Good. That's smart. Mm-hmm. He's still trying to figure out what's going on.
He's trying, and he does keep, he doesn't show whatever he's feeling. That doesn't come through. Chrissy, it came through.
Oh, yeah. Am I allowed to ask? So she got all smart alecky about it.
I don't know that it earned Ryan anything, but
it's your best bet.
And he doesn't know that they've blabbed about his idol at this point either. Mm-hmm.
So Ben pretends arguing with Joe, but Joe thinks he's really arguing, and Joe eats it up. Ben tells us that Joe was a good little puppet. He did exactly as they told him and reacted appropriately when they pulled his strings.
No idea that Ben's in the know.
Ben tells us I should get an award for being such a good secret agent. I agree. You were really playing well.
Yep.
Lauren's tickled. She reversed the roles on Chrissy and Ryan.
Well, and he's really convinced Ryan and Chrissy that he's in with them too. He's playing it all very well.
Makes a bold statement. He says, I'll get Ryan to play his idol.
I'd give him the money just for that. Just because he did all that well.
Yep. So Devon and Ryan goes over to talk to Devon. They have a chat. Devon tells him, had to do it, buddy. Ryan says, I'm not mad. But then he says, I'm mad. In his confessional, he was not happy.
Yeah, but, I think he handled it well.
I wanted to hear what they were saying. I didn't want to hear the talk over, right? I didn't want to hear Ryan's confessional and some of those other things there. I wanted to hear if Devon actually told him that Ben told him about Ryan's idol. How did Devon explain that?
Yeah.
Because they walked right up to the edge of that, and then they didn't give it to us.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. So we don't clearly know how
well,
Devon explained it.
Yeah, because he couldn't say that Ben said.
Right. I thought, no, you're not going to do that, are you? And then we don't get to find out. Ryan tells him, I never deviated from you. And Devon tells us in his confessional that his plan was to win with Ryan, but Ryan ain't a part of it anymore.
But I don't trust you, and I trust Lauren and Ashley.
Yeah.
So I think he was pretty clear. He just couldn't give it up about Ben. But I thought that too. It's like, well, how are you explaining how you found out that he told somebody else?
Or how you lost trust in him. Yeah. What was the explanation? Because Ryan's not easily swayed with simple words like that. He had to have a better story than that.
I would think so. Or maybe Ryan told more people than we know.
Yeah, so he had someone else to refer to. In any case, we're kind of left guessing that all we're left with is to think that Devon told him, well, you said you had an idol, and I got worried that you had an idol. And then I didn't feel like I could trust you. He didn't say that.
He said, you said I was the only one you told. Mm-hmm. Now, he could say, I overheard someone tell someone else. Mm-hmm. Or something like that. Or I overheard you telling someone else. Yes. So I don't know how I explained it. That's a good question.
Devon and Ben are having a chat with their rice, and Devon says, we vote off one more and we're set. And Ben said, well, we're actually set right now. We got Lauren's double vote in terms of the voting numbers. Mm-hmm. But Devon goes on to tell us that he's, in his confessional, I'm in the best seat in the game for the first time. He's just tickled. He's calling the shots, and he's making things happen.
I'm still not seeing that. How he thinks he's calling all the shots.
Well, he is putting it together, and he's coming up with the plans that they're executing. So,
but it was
I'm not trying to go out of my way to defend him. It was Lauren's general.
USB.
Yeah, it's Lauren's general idea for what to do, but I think Devon came up with the specifics.
Well, he did for some of it.
He worked it out,
but not all of it. That's why I don't know why he thinks he's the sole puppet master. But it's okay. We'll see. Maybe he is when we just haven't seen it. But he keeps telling us over and over what a great game he's playing. Mm-hmm. Nobody's seeing how great I am. It's just like, oh, now just don't go there. That's a dangerous place.
Yep. Don't want him to get too cocky, huh? Okay, time for an reward challenge. We're going to have 2 teams of 4. You're going to have to swim out to a boat and then paddle back the boat as you collect these big blocks. I initially thought those were the puzzle pieces. Those weren't the puzzle pieces. Those are the blocks that you use to push the puzzle pieces out the other end of the channel that they've been prepped in, that they're sitting in. The
spa.
Yeah, the rewards to go to a spa and get a shower, massage. Chicken wraps, veggie wraps, key lime pie, and pecan pie.
My goodness.
I like pecan pie, but I like buttermilk pie better. But I think in a pinch, I would even eat key lime pie.
You would, you should be filled up on buttermilk pie.
I did have an abundant quantity of buttermilk pie, thanks to you.
You're welcome.
Which I enjoyed very much.
I like it when you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay, the teams are, the blue team was Ben, Ashley, Joe, and Devon. Red team was Mike, Ryan, Chrissy, and Lauren.
I thought they were sunk. I thought for sure they would have trouble swimming out or something, and that they would very likely get lost paddling their boat back, the Lauren, Ryan, Mike, and Chrissy. But once again, I underestimated Lauren.
She was impressive again.
Yeah.
She's just getting in there and getting her done.
So Ben, Joe, Devon, and Ashley did get out to an early lead, but then folks struggled with the heavy blocks. Ryan couldn't even lift them when he tried to help him get out of the boat. And then the blue boat floated away, which gave the red team, Lauren, Ryan, Mike, and Chrissy, time to catch back up. And by the time they got to the shore, they were even. It's just the blue team was way stronger, and they could carry
They had the bigger guys that could carry the bags
push
faster.
Blocks. Yeah. And then the red team had Lauren.
But Lauren,
she did one by herself. Yeah, she's a hoss.
Like, you go, girl.
So they take those blocks and they push the puzzle pieces through the channel.
And Chrissy, as far behind as she was, figured out what the word was.
Well, you jump in a little ahead, but yeah, I wanted to talk about how impressive. Lauren wasn't as strong as Ben and Devon, who were trading off, pushing the blocks to get the puzzle pieces to slide out the other end of the channel that they were placed in, but she just used her body. She like bounced her stomach into the block.
Got to use whatever you have.
And knocked it through, and it was very effective.
Yep, doesn't matter what force you use.
So Ben and Ashley are working on the puzzle, and then Mike and Chrissy, and Ben and Ashley had a big head start.
But they couldn't figure out the puzzle.
They were having trouble, and then Mike and Chrissy start catching up. So it gets close, and then Ben and Ashley finish it off, and they win.
Well, thank goodness Chrissy got it in faster, because she's the only reason I think Ashley or Devon ever got the word, if they did get it.
Hun, you're on the wrong challenge.
No, I'm not.
We're talking about the reward challenge, where Ben and Ashley were working on the puzzle, and Mike and Chrissy were working on the puzzle for their team.
Oh, you're right. I went straight to
the end.
Other one.
Yes.
Well, what was that puzzle?
It was Heroes.
Oh, that was the flat puzzle.
Healers and Hustlers. Yeah, those are the logo.
Never mind. Lord, I'm just not with it tonight.
Not with it, no.
Well, we're recording a lot later than we typically do.
Well, yeah, it's a double episode. That's natural.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Okay,
just got to go a little longer, that's all.
Well, I guess, yeah, I'll say that later again, maybe, or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you back with it?
I'll let you lead. I'll follow, just in case, because I'm not trusting myself now.
Okay.
But I do know that Blue won, right?
Yes.
The Blue Tribe won.
Yep.
Ben, Devon, Ashley, and Joe.
That's correct. Yep, so they get to go to the spa.
Oy. And Joe is so happy he's finally in a true alliance.
Yes, the tables have turned, he tells us. Now it's time to eat and get a massage.
Yep, I can relax now. I'm in a true alliance. I have nothing more to say about that.
Ben doesn't get to relax, though. He's still got to play his part, and Devon tells us he's doing a good job. So Ben's going back and forth a little bit with Joe. Joe says, yep, Ben's at the bottom now, and he doesn't know how to play. Joe's going to tell us all about how better he is at the game than Ben.
And now he knows how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
He said, oh, yeah.
Ashley tells us that Ben's selling it well. Actually, scary.
Really well.
Yeah, it scared her.
Yep.
And she's going to have to up her game. She keeps getting these reminders now that her game's not quite up to par with these other folks that she's with.
She still thinks, she fell into that same place Devon did about, this is my game to lose. Mm-hmm. I got this.
But I'm going to give her credit for having that awareness of, I'm not playing at the same level as these other people. And her knowledge, because she's in the four that are actually calling the shots and in control, lets her see how good Ben really is at it. Mm-hmm. He's so good that Devon decides while Ben's getting a shower there at the spa that he's going to wear Ben's hat. Maybe it'll bring him some luck and make him a better player too.
Well, he didn't look bad in Ben's hat, but I have to tell you, Ben's right. It's a good thing they're close. You pick up a man's hat and put it on.
Okay, back at camp, Chrissy tells us that was a fun challenge. I don't think that sat well with Lauren.
Okay.
What exactly do you think that was? Well, that was fun. Ryan's not happy. He would have loved to have had a chicken wrap, but he's definitely in the bottom there. And he's concerned because the script has flipped.
Yeah, and he's going to try to sway Mike over to his side, but come on, Ryan. That is a flaw in the game, is when you don't
close doors.
You close doors. Don't close them. You can keep them.
You have to be true to your alliance, but you don't want to shut people out. And Chrissy and Ryan have both done that in their games. They've just kept doors closed on people.
Well, instead of just saying, look, I really do feel for you and where you're at, and I will keep an open mind, but that I just not seeing how that works for me right now. I'm sorry. Just
let's keep talking.
Handle it different.
Yeah, let's keep talking.
But let's keep it open if I ever see.
If there are opportunities.
Yeah, you never know. I don't want to completely shut things. That would have gone a long way. But again, Mike's so confident in his new power that, he's acting like they did.
Yep.
they turn around and do the same things.
Well, it is a little insulting to have Ryan say that.
It
and
is.
I don't blame Mike for
Same
busting
thing
his
with-
chops.
Yeah, same thing with Chrissy and Lauren.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So Ryan tries to make nice with Mike when they go to the well to get water. Ryan says, "Hey, I still want to work with you." And Mike's like, "You didn't want to work with me.
Yeah, you never did.
I
tried
came to
and
you
tried.
for a solid week, and you shut me down every time, and now you want to insult me by saying something
And you
like
voted
that."
for me.
Right.
So,
yeah. Insult to
no.
injury. Of course, Mike could have potentially kept that door open.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I can't blame him for wanting to say that a little bit.
I know. Yeah. That's human nature. So, okay.
But he could have told Ryan, he could have said, "Wait, look at me. Look, I came to you every day for a week, and then you voted for me. Mm-hmm. How do you think I'm going to respond to you saying you want to work with me? What do you think my first response is to something like that? Why would you think that is worth you saying?"
Well, Chrissy tells Lauren, hey, Ryan and I have talked about you going to Final 3 with us. Did he say anything about it?
No, she didn't
Nice
quite say it
try.
that way.
Well,
yeah.
that was basically the message.
She seemed even worse at it than Ryan did. It seemed even more fake. Granted,
More desperate.
Mike didn't hesitate to bust Ryan's chops, but Chrissy opening with, "This might sound crazy, but Ryan and I have talked about going to Final 3 with you. I don't know if he told you or not," trying to make it sound somehow plausible. Lauren wasn't having any of it.
Yeah, well, but she
liked her
listened.
response.
She listened.
Yeah, she did.
She didn't, say...
Shut her down the way Mike shut down Ryan. Yeah.
She left the door open.
Maybe.
But in her confessionals, she said, "No, I've got my group. I'm not flipping again. This is it. You didn't want to talk to me before, so..."
And this was very shades of Rourke, right? This happened with Rourke, where Chrissy came to appeal to her, but in that scenario, Chrissy actually had the numbers and was in control. Yeah. So it was a little different in that respect. Chrissy tells us that Ben, Ryan, and her are the next to go, and the game's really kicking her butt.
So, day 29.
Oh, we skipped over the swing. I like the swing that Lauren made.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Again, Lauren.
Yes.
I'm sure she's done that before.
Yeah, probably.
I thought, what is she doing? She's nailing. Before that's how she found the clues. She was nailing things. Yeah, she was working. And I thought, how cool is that? She put a swing out there.
Yep.
Cool.
Probably not swinging much on day 29 in that morning, though, where it's raining.
No. And Chrissy was having a day.
I like Dr. Mike there looking like a babushka with his buff on his head.
Why do you think he was being so nice to her?
Maybe it was just normal human compassion.
Yeah. And do you need a hug? And I couldn't believe she did. Well, come sit here. It's like, yes, if someone, on
especially Dr. Mike, he's probably not a big hugger. He's probably not big into physical touch,
smells
right?
too, because they probably
well,
all
they
do.
both do. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's Survivor.
You could
take a hug.
Definitely make that physical contact.
Yes.
You don't know when that might work for you. It
makes more of an impression, and she should have taken the opportunity to cry, because it just meant so much for him to show her so much love and compassion, I'm sorry, it just touches me so much.
That might have got her busted. But maybe she would have done a little more skillful than that.
Wouldn't be over the top.
But I think turning down the hug wasn't in her best interest.
Well, but at least
maybe she was feeling, maybe she really was feeling bad and not just having a pity party, because it looked like a pity party.
The food.
Yep.
Well, she should have been depressed. I would have been depressed. Who wouldn't be depressed if you just had your game flipped upside down?
Well, and she tells us it's been her dream for 16 years, been applying since 2001.
Yep.
And now here she is, and she's not in control.
Yep.
And she's hoping, she tells us, "I hope I can have the last laugh as we head into the community challenge."
Yep. And Mike tells her the food should make her feel better. So, but I thought,
What'd you think about the challenge, where they got the little skinny wheelbarrow that they have to navigate through the obstacles and with the clay pot and the key?
It was funny because all of a sudden again,
pieces.
Mike couldn't get over the
first
teeter-totter thing, balancing the vase or whatever that was.
Get stuck in the first stage for quite a long amount of time.
Yep. But they finally get their key and over, and catch up. But
Yeah, Ben and Devon get their puzzle pieces unlocked quick and start working on the puzzle, and then Devon, it's a, what is it, a 12-word?
yeah, Ben was ahead, and then
word,
Devon was
rather.
ahead, and but they did not work well with the puzzle.
Yeah, the 12-letter word trips everybody up.
Everyone's already
gives-
heard me say that.
Chrissy gives Chrissy time to get there and start working on it. And at first she spells out vulnerable and then realizes that there's some extra letters at the end, and then she straightens it all out. But it means she's got to shift everything down 2 letters, and that takes a little bit of time. Devon gets stuck, but he at least looks over her way, and so Devon, Ben, and Ashley all copy Chrissy, but
You think it would be
she's ahead
would
at that
have
point in
been
understanding.
better if she'd started from the bottom and worked up, so they didn't know what the first part of the
but
word
our,
was?
our brains don't work that way.
Yeah, I know, but hers might. So that they wouldn't know. It'd be harder for them to copy and do it as fast that way.
Granted,
That's my
this is an
thought.
immunity challenge with a puzzle at the end, but I was definitely surprised that she ended up winning. I just thought the others had enough time that they would have finished before she got there.
I did too, but
Great come from behind victory for Chrissy.
Absolutely.
Kudos. Good job. Saving
and it
yourself.
was close because she was having trouble getting some of the pieces on.
And Probst tells us that guarantees her a slot in the final 7.
Good job, Chrissy.
I wasn't even thinking about it that way. I was like, oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? So she made good on her promise.
Wait a minute, though. How many was? There was only 8. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
with
we're
you
at
now.
8 right now.
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah,
lose
the
one at
second one.
Tribal.
Well, yeah, we started with 9, but we've already lost one. So
Right.
okay, he's right. We're at 8, and after the tribal council, we'll be at 7 going
Yep.
into next week.
Yep.
Okay.
So she gets to at least have a laugh here. She's not going home tonight.
She's excited because, another dream fulfilled.
Yeah.
At least she didn't leave before this dream was fulfilled.
Right.
And she saved herself. That'll be good on her resume, too.
Going to turn out to be pretty important. Yep. Okay, so day 30 back at camp. People congratulating Chrissy. Devon tells us he doesn't even know any 12-letter words.
Well, and Ben once again says we need to get to getting.
Yep.
We've heard that before.
Yep. That's one of his catchphrases.
Yep.
So they got 3 people to choose from.
Yeah, and Ben's like, oh, we're okay not voting Chrissy. No problem.
Yep. Well, and we don't need Joe. So let's take
Yeah,
Joe out.
we don't need him anymore.
So Devon
course.
comes up with a cover story that they're going to split the votes between Ryan and Ben,
Yep.
but the 4 in the alliance will actually vote for Joe.
He's good with those little devious moves.
Yeah, that's why he is happy with his performance. He's
Yep.
coming up with these plans that they execute, the
But-
specifics.
Mike and Joe are so tickled. Don't know. I
Yep.
guess they just thought they were next to go, and that's what the whole relief is about. And
Sure.
at least they're lasting longer. So,
And they have a story for Mike and Joe about how it's all going to work and how Lauren, and they go ahead and tell them that Lauren has the extra vote and how it's going to play out, that they'll do a 3-3 tie and then they'll get rid of Ben after the tie.
I wonder if Lauren agreed to that up front,
To
or
tell
did
'em?
Devon just do it and then she had no choice? Just tell him, oh no, Lauren's got to.
I'm pretty sure that she was okay with it, that he shared it. I don't think he surprised her with it.
Okay.
Joe tells us this is absolutely amazing. He's ecstatic with how things are going. And Mike tells us he can't wait to see Ben go.
Yep, and he's not going to let Ben fool him again.
Devon says, okay, we're set. No more talking. We're done.
Okay. I'm surprised that Ryan said to Ben, wouldn't be surprised if he'd said it to other people, well, I might play the idol or I might not.
Yeah, Chrissy, Ryan, and Ben are talking at that point that you're describing, and they're pretty much guessing they're going to split the vote between Ryan and Ben. And then Ryan asks out loud to Chrissy and Ben, how did we get tricked by 2 surfers? A little bit of a put down there by Ryan, who's
Yep.
on the outs with this previous alliance. So
Yeah, but
Ben tells us he's got to act one more round, and then he'll be free. He won't have to keep up this facade that he's... Because I'm sure it's taxing him a little.
Maybe not.
Yeah. And yeah, he tells Ryan, I'd play the idol if I were you. It'll guarantee that you're here on 31. And he said, I'd play the idol if I had one. That's what he said, yeah.
Which was
To
another
Ryan.
lie.
Yeah.
You do have one and you're not playing it.
This must have been a tricky episode for Chrissy and JP and Joe and Ryan to watch.
Well, even Devon, because Devon's like, oh, yeah, I know everything. I know where the idols are. I know where the advantage is. I know everything. And I am running this game, and it's like, you don't know Ben's got an idol.
Once again, Ben's a step ahead of you, playing on another level. Yeah,
that's right. So
Lauren and Ashley are talking, and they say, we can't take Ben to Final Four. Maybe this is the time. Timing is everything. Why do we need to dump Joe or Mike now? Let's take out Ben. Ashley says that she knows she needs to be aggressive, and she's really considering it, and she takes that plan to Ben. Not to Ben. She takes it to Devon. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like people. When you get down to the fourth, if you this solid four and you get the others out, the three of you could take Ben
Easily
out
take Ben.
unless he wins immunity.
I'm sure they eventually discussed that, but
yeah.
Devon seemed overwhelmed with how complicated. It wasn't an easy decision. And
well, it wouldn't be to flop around again, so that's why I'm glad they didn't do it. But
yep, time to be ruthless and smart, they tell us.
But they might wish in the long run that they had.
Yeah. Yeah, no way for them to know what they don't know here. Okay, Tribal Council, night 30.
What I did like about it is that they were thinking. It shows how much they're thinking ahead.
Yep.
So that I like.
They're not just reacting, they're thinking, considering,
they're thinking, planning.
Yep.
When's the best time to do this? Talking about it, making a decision. That's all good.
It's night 30, Tribal Council. We got Desi, Cole, and now JP with a fresh haircut come into the jury.
Yep.
Mike's smiling, and he tells Probst, my tribe vibes me, and I vibe them. Oh, gosh. Oh.
Okay.
It's not fair that we get to know all this and see him not know all this in a way, right? But he's the one who said it, I guess.
Well, and Joe says this is the first time that he
How do you think Mike's feeling tonight
in the game? Probably not good. I don't.
Yeah,
I
you'd
doubt
be a little
he felt
humiliated,
good last week
right?
or this week. Or,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's the other thing. You don't know what they're going to show, what they're not, but I know that's really got to be.
He may
tough
not have
out
known
there.
how bad. Just like Joe may
did.
not have known how bad he was being played.
Well,
and how it came together, right?
You
So,
see it one way, and then they edit it however they choose. You have no control over
I think the
that.
question is whether someone explained it to him later or not, or are they just finding out with us?
They're like, well, but I didn't know that at the time. And, but for even Joe, this is the first time he really has felt comfortable and trusts his alliance.
He tells us tribal is exciting, and
it's
this is where
but
you
you're
test
still
alliances.
On the bottom of the alliance. Why are you so comfortable?
You're not like Chrissy, who's applied since 2001 and is safe tonight because she won immunity. You're not her.
Devon tells us you have to be ruthless, but smart. And Ben, of course, had to say, every comfortable alliance gets blindsided. I think he just couldn't resist saying that.
He was still playing his part, talking about the rogue knights and how the jester had allied with the rogue knights last week, and it could be him. Yeah.
I don't think it hurt Chrissy any to talk about, this has been my dream since 2001, and I finally won individual immunity.
No, I don't think so either.
No, I think that she's still playing. I think they gave her that boost that she needed, and for people to continue to see her as a fan who's playing and has these goals.
Both Joe and Mike are gloating a bit in some of their responses, right? Joe says it was never 7, it was kings and queens around. It was never the king and 7 knights. It was kings and queens surrounding him. And he has a lot of joy seeing Ben struggle and squirm with the situation that he's in. And Mike he piles on and says, they didn't manage their alliance well.
Oh, that was...
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Well, and how's he feeling right now? That's another cringeworthy moment.
Right.
And Ben played it up.
Yep.
Well, looks like I'm going home tonight, Jeff.
And these 2 coconuts are still at the bottom.
Yep.
And then there's a little argument back and forth about why the 5 is better than the 7, rather.
Well, and do you think Ryan gained anything by telling that, Mike and Joe you're in the middle, and the 3 of them took advantage of you. They're using you. Do you think that bought him anything? Do you think it
No, I think
target?
These are just jabs being traded back and forth because of the way Mike and Joe were gloating, I think. And Mike goes on to say, just because you failed doesn't mean we will. One surgeon may do better than another.
And this is a true alliance. We know they're looking for cracks, but this is a true alliance.
Yep.
I thought, it's awful when you have to eat your words. I just hate that.
Ryan's not going anywhere. He knows he's going to play that hidden immunity idol. So, yeah, I guess he can take some risks.
Yeah, this week. And I guess he figures he didn't have anything to lose.
Yep, so he plays it. He gets 2 votes. Does not count. Ashley gets 2, and then they start rolling in for Joe.
Well, the only one they showed us is when Devon voted, and he said, "You're a dangerous player, and it's time to go."
Mm-hmm.
So,
although the danger associated with Joe seemed to have subsided quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
He was riding on his rep from the early third of the game, I guess, at that point.
I don't remember seeing Mike's facial reactions. Do you?
No,
Joe was voted out.
No. They were focused on Chrissy and Ryan and of course Ben's reaction, because he was like, snap.
Oh yeah, Ben.
He slapped his leg and he was excited to see Joe go, and he got some jabs in at Joe. Mm-hmm. So did Chrissy too. I didn't pick up on it at first, but you mentioned it. Yeah. As he was leaving, she said, "That's an incredibly tight alliance you had there."
Yeah. Yeah.
One last punch. Hey, Chrissy, that's a vote on the jury. Maybe not your best choice.
Yeah. And Devon, of course, you're a good player, Joe, and I think Ben mimicked that too. But you're a good player, Joe.
Good game, Joe. Yeah.
And then Chrissy came out with the
Yeah,
it's an incredibly tight alliance.
She's looking at Ben, wondering what happened.
Well, weren't as shocked at this trial as the last one, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe she was. Maybe they really did think it was going to be.
So I really enjoyed both episodes.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking it might have been better if they had doubled up on Thanksgiving and made this kind of like a cliffhanger. But I'm happy to get it all together too.
Nah.
It's just there's a lot to take in.
I was tense. I kept saying, "Oh, I'm so tense."
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because you were hoping you were going to get at least one vote-off point.
Well, not only that, it wasn't just the vote-off point. It was the not losing a safe point.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I had Ben, Chrissy, Lauren, and Ryan safe. Mm-hmm. And I had Joe and Mike to go.
Not a lot of choices at this point.
I thought, that's all. Yes, they're saying all the big blind sides. I don't believe any of it. It's just all a red herring.
So you were tense. Did you find it enjoyable, though?
It was very enjoyable.
Yeah, exciting.
I like it when I'm tense or confused or any of that.
We were having discussions earlier in the week, and we were talking about the people, how we felt about the people that had been voted out. And we're like, yeah, it's okay. Katrina's gone, and not sure why Simone was ever there. And Patrick may have had something to offer, but it wasn't coherent. And Alan
wasn't a fan.
Yeah, definitely not a fan. So he was just kind of basically surprised. Rourke was, but I was okay seeing her go then. The only one of the people that have gone was Allie. Not just because she was my USB, but because she had
she seemed to have
real skills, right?
She did seem to have game.
So out of all the ones that have gone, she's the only one that I really lamented. But at the same time, the other thing that struck, I was trying to balance that with the fact that I've been enjoying all these episodes. It's like I'm okay with the person. I wasn't deeply saddened because that person didn't get their chance or they were gone or whatever, which might have made me or usually makes me enjoy or have a wider range of emotions with the episode. But I've enjoyed all these, even though I've been fine with these people, and some of them didn't really have game, the majority of them that have gone.
Well, and you and I react. We realize we react when people say they were recruited. Mm-hmm. We do react to that too. It's like, oh, a recruit. Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, that's kind of our first impression, but some of the recruits have gone on to play really good games.
Really well.
Sure.
So,
yeah, we know from experience. Yeah, but we still do that.
We still have that reaction.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Next on Survivor. They're running in pairs with their loved ones.
Yeah, loved ones visit.
Yay.
These 7 have made it to the loved ones visit. They're going to be super happy.
Sorry, Joe. He didn't get to do.
So his loved one had to make a U-turn, fly out, but nope, did not get to participate.
Yeah,
That's
sad.
Usually how that works.
I'd feel sad for anyone that had that, because that is something people really like to make that
close.
Milestone. Yeah.
Yep, so close.
And Ben was suspicious of Lauren, Ashley, and Devon meeting at the well.
I don't know if he's suspicious of that, but they're telling us something had made him suspicious as he was walking up. Yeah, so they don't necessarily go hand in hand. But it made him concerned enough that he constructs a fake immunity necklace.
And apparently it looks like he's giving it to Devon.
Yep, at least he's sharing the fact that he has it with Devon, yeah.
The fake one.
Yep.
Not the real one.
Do you think we're going to see Chrissy's? This is a little sideline from next time on Survivor, but are they going to do anything with the defunct super?
Because if, number one, Devon probably knows. Mm-hmm. Because Ryan's probably told Devon, so I don't know that it would work. If Devon didn't know, she would have played it. Why wouldn't she have played it?
Taking advantage of it.
Well, she didn't need it this week, but
no.
She could have. If she knew Ryan had one, they could have played it for Ben. But then they would have been onto that, because Ben probably knew too. So I'm thinking, no, that's not going to come into play now.
Okay. Well, I guess we had fun thinking about it.
Because of that. Because people knew.
Yeah, too many knew maybe?
Yeah,
it's certainly a question we need to ask at some point.
Yep.
Anything else?
Because I would have liked to have seen her play around with that.
Yep, we had some interesting theories. Anything else you want to say about next time on Survivor?
I don't believe so.
How about a JSFL update? How did people fare with the...
Okay, we had 3 people lost their USB for Joe. 49 people lost a safe point for Joe, and 200 people earned a vote-off point for Joe. And for JP, there was 1 person that lost their USB. 165 people lost a safe point.
Me.
For JP.
Yep.
And 28 people gained a vote-off point. Noom is in first place with 49 points. And as far as the side challengers, congratulations, Parker. You're still in first place with 44 points. With 43 points, Nina, 42, Jeremiah, and Rick, 41, Brandon, Cold Mike, Drew, Jody, and Jonathan. With 40, we have Kitty Cat. With 39, we have Stacy. With 38, James and Shannon. And 36, Iron Dave.
Okay.
Well, that was mean. You laughed.
Oh, it was just at the end of the list.
Uh-huh. And just so everybody knows, we will not be doing an interview with JP tomorrow.
Yep. Turns out that we're not going to do a call with him. We're allowed to send a few questions in, so we're hoping we'll get those back, and then based on what we'll get back, we'll figure out how to do it. If we're going to maybe make that an audio, or we'll just include the responses in the listener feedback show. I don't. Just depends on what we get back. If they're just like yes, no answers, which they shouldn't be to the type of questions we constructed, but you never know. So based on what we get, we'll figure out how to manage that. So we'll get a audio interview with Joe, and we'll get that out, and then we'll figure out what to do with what we get back from JP. We've run into challenges with the firefighters before because their schedules can be so erratic.
We spent a whole day while we were on vacation in the condo because they kept calling and going, oh, we're so sorry. Wes got called out on another call.
Yeah.
And are you going to be available? We'll call you when he gets back.
Right.
So it's like, we've gone through that before with firefighters.
Yep, we understand. All right, so we'll have those interviews out on Thursday. We'll have Joe's tomorrow, and then we'll figure out what to do with JP's. And then we'll do the listener feedback show on Saturday. We're looking forward to hearing what you thought about these episodes. Joanna and I really enjoyed them. exciting. There's a lot to talk about. You think the four are going to hold together? Are they going to turn on Ben before then? How long do you think Dr. Mike can survive?
Or will Ben flip back to Chrissy and Ryan? Maybe bring Mike along and turn the tables.
Yep.
Or
could
use
happen.
his idol.
A lot of different options to consider, a lot to talk about with these 2 episodes. We're really looking forward to getting your thoughts and your predictions based on what went down in the 2 episodes we got today, and what we can look for next. The voicemail line, 206-350-1547. There's a toll-free version, 844-643-8737. You can always write up your feedback and send it in. Either Joanna or I will read it into the listener feedback show for you. And then you can take the option that gives you most control over your audio and usually ensures better quality. Certainly Parker had a great example of how to do that last week. Yeah, and it's much better. And he was very clear, easy to hear, and I wasn't having to boost separate sections when maybe he turned his head away from the phone or something like that. So he did a really good job with that transition to his own recorded audio.
Less editing for you. Yay.
Yes, less work. Definitely enjoy that. But that isn't, I don't want you to shy away from the voicemail line. That's quick and easy, and some people get really good results with that. Just the quality's not as good usually as when you record it yourself. So keep it in the 3-minute range, whether you record it or call or write it up yourself. And we look forward to your thoughts and predictions as we head into the final 7 with the family visit. How you think the family visit's going to play out? Is that going to cause even bigger cracks to appear between the alliances based on who gets to participate, who wins, and how that all goes?
I still have no clue where this game is going, which is nice.
Yeah, it's interesting. Look, now you can really see the potential for Ashley has a play. Lauren has a play. I'm not sure where Dr. Mike falls in all that.
Yeah, me
either. But like you said, Ben could flip the script, make some different choices, and you never know. Even Dr. Mike could end up there. Yeah, everybody still has a chance. There's going to be people winning individual immunity. Ben's got an idol. I'm interested to see how that fake idol plays out. How do you think that's going to go down? Yeah, it's exciting.
Oh, yeah. That could be really fun.
Yes. Still a lot can happen in this season as we head towards the end. We're in the 30s now, so only 9 more days of game to go, right?
That's right.
Yep. A few more weeks and it'll be
There's
over.
Only 3 more weeks, right? I think so.
Yes. Yeah, because we're at the end of November, so next week we'll be in December. We got 3 weeks in December. Mm-hmm. It's going to finale on the 19th?
20th, I think.
20th? Okay.
Or, yeah, I think it's 20th. Yes, the 20th.
Okay.
As far as we know.
Gotcha. Good deal. Anything else you want to add?
Nope, I think we've covered it. I'm still excited, but I need to process it.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one.